Jivadharma and in many verses. So these 9 symptoms are, first of all, it's kshantiya. Kshantiya means the mind becomes very peaceful. You're no longer concerned for any material difficulties. You know deeply that Krishna is actually arranging everything for our progress in bhakti. Whatever takes place, even if I have to leave my body, that is also going to be progressive to my next birth. I lose all fear. All fear is completely dispelled. And I can live fully in the present moment. We don't live in the present because we're not satisfied. So we're always trying to create a dream or a futuristic plan where I will be happy in the future. Therefore, we're missing the powerful present moment. This is described in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Uddhava is in a conversation with Krishna. Krishna is saying, the sadhak must come into the powerful present. It's only in the present moment that the soul is actually alive in a sense. If we're making plans for the future, if we're thinking what I'm going to do in a few hours' time or a few weeks' time or a few months' time, more than I'm fully conscious of what's happening at this very moment, then I haven't got all of my faculties operating at this instant. When I can bring it down to the very present moment, the powerful present, the devotee prays to live in the powerful present, so he can stay there when this feeling of kshantiya, peacefulness, is there. It's like Srila Gurudev. We would see that anyone who came to speak to Gurudev, Gurudev would turn to him and focus his undivided attention on that person. There was nothing else going on except you. For that maybe 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, maybe 5 minutes, there would be no other consideration in his mind. You could sense that absolute presence of Srila Gurudev. It was so enlivening for us to be in that sort of exchange with Gurudev. Even when Gurudev would get off the podium and walk through, we would all be looking for his glance. Because if he looked at us just for a second, he was right there in that moment. And he was seeing our highest state of consciousness. And he would invoke that state of consciousness by his mercy. So we were all hankering for that merciful glance. But this understanding of the powerful present is very important. When we can live in the present moment, then there's no worries. It's like, for example, the materialist gives an example like if you're on a canoe, in a canoe, and you're on a river, and you're going along and it's very beautiful on the banks and so on, trees and creepers, but you're worried because you're thinking maybe around the corner is a, waterfall. What do you call them? Rapids. Maybe there's some danger around the corner. So you can't really be peaceful in the present because you're thinking there's going to be danger in the future. But this is what the trick of the mind does. It makes us insecure about the present moment. It's called Maya Devi. It's called illusion. Why does that happen? Because I'm very attached to my material situation. That's why it happens. When detachment from my material situation starts to grow in the heart, then it doesn't really matter what's going to happen in the next 20 minutes or half hour or 1 week or 2 weeks. It no longer matters anymore. At this moment, I want to put my consciousness fully into absorption of seva to Sri Radha and Krishna. And the power of the name will carry us into that place. So this stage of kshantiya is the first stage of bhav. And then the next stage is called avyakta kalatvam. This means I don't waste a second. I value this precious birth because in this birth I have access to Sri Gaurasundara. I have had access to a Mahabhagavat, an Uttam Bhagavat. I've been in the company of devotees. Right now we're all living in Vrindavan. How valuable is that? How do we know in next birth those same advantages are going to be there for sure?